Hello, and welcome to my Shoname Draw With Me series. In each episode, you'll be getting step-by-step art sessions on the fundamentals of drawing, coloring techniques, and animation. So get your drawing supplies ready because we're about to begin today's lesson.
For today's lesson, you will need a lead pencil with a good eraser, a sketch pad or a blank sheet of paper, a table or desk with a nice flat surface to draw on, a room with good lighting, and a comfortable chair to sit in.
Alrighty, so today's video will be about creating your own comic. And I want to focus mainly on just how to start your comic. So keep in mind that this channel for the lessons is going to mainly cater towards just the art and illustration end of things. So I'm not going to go over like writing your own story and creating a script for a comic, or even the character designs for a comic for that matter. I just want to mainly focus on just the production process for illustrating the actual comic. So when you start off with a comic, and it's just going to be the one lesson today, like how to start your comic before you actually start like putting all the bells and whistles, or actually start producing the pages for it. When you start your comic, what you want to do is make thumbnail sketches of the comic first. So all you're doing is you're going to have one sheet of paper, and well, however many pages you're going to need, but let's just say pretend that this is my paper right here, and I'm going to create the actual full pages, and you may be able to fit at least like 6 to 8 pages on one page, but I'm just making thumbnail sketches of my comic pages. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess I'll be able to fit 10 on here. But if you're working from paper, you may only be able to fit about 6 to 8 pages. So this will be my comic pages, and all I'm going to do is just rough out my concept on these pages, these miniature pages. And once you created your pages, all you do is just start concepting out your comic. So right now what I'm doing is I'm creating my little panel layouts. And keep in mind, your panels are going to cater towards like how you want to tell your story. So there may be some scenes where you have like an establishing shot going on, where you're showing like the distance of the two characters and where they are in relation to the background. Okay, and then you have some scenes where it's just going to be close up, somebody talking to someone, and you kind of want to exercise doing different angles. You don't want to have like same consistent angles. So this is just a short lesson for today. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I just want to show y'all the easiest way to start off making a comic is to create thumbnail sketches of your pages first. So there's many benefits to doing it this way. But one of the benefits, though, that's my favorite, is that after you had created all your pages, you can literally just take these pages, especially if you've done it digitally, and then blow it up and start finalizing it. So right here is just like a little side view illustration of a car driving. I didn't create no story or anything like that. I'm just like drawing random panels here. So let's say I got a full page here, right? I can literally just take this thumbnail sketch of a page, go to a whole another scene. Let me just delete this for a second. Paste in place. And then start finalizing this digital sketch. Okay, and that's for those of you that are producing your comic digitally. So now I just start really like finalizing the sketches and making it with more detail. Heavy background on there. Got like a little city behind them. Okay. So yeah, you get the idea from this. So that's one of the benefits from creating your comic as in thumbnail sketches form first. The other thing is, when you create thumbnail sketches, it's kind of equivalent to storyboards. Now, when people make storyboards, right? Storyboards is pretty much the layout that goes for anything that's pertaining to video, whether it be commercials, music videos, animations, live action movies, TV shows, whatever, you name it. They use some of the same language. Like, for example, the squares that are inside the comics are known as panels. Just like the same thing for storyboards, they use panels. But just like a storyboard session, what they do, what a lot of animation studios do with the storyboards, is that they put them all on the board, and they have like a whole team of animators in the room, and they're just pretty much going over the scenes. Like, okay, we don't want this scene to happen here. We want this to be over here in this page or in this scene. So we're gonna cross it out from here and then put it over here. And it's the same thing for whenever you're creating thumbnail sketches. It's for you to rough everything out. It's like a rough draft of your comic. So if you have ideas for making a comic, just make sure I advise that you start off with thumbnail sketches of all your pages first, and like really flesh it out and come up with your story this way. For me, a lot of times I'll have the script in my head, so all I need to do is just pretty much create the thumbnail sketches of the pages. And then sometimes I'll write little notes like in this scene, building blows up behind the guy. And then I'll even write some of the dialogue in there, like I'll have something like, hey, what's going on? You know, so I'll know, all right, in that scene, that's what he's going to say. One last thing I'll go over is like the panels. I'm not going to go that deep into it, but I just want to talk about like the panel layout. You also want to keep in mind that if your panels are consistent with each other, right? Like, let me give you an example. Let's see. I'll get rid of this one for a second so it can look a little less distracting. Alright, so let's say I have these two pages next to each other, right? And I have a panel layout where the top panel here is large. This one is probably second largest. And then these two are a little bit smaller, right? If I was to do a page panel layout like this, off the bat, when you look at just these two, this page here is way more interesting to look at than this one. Okay? Because the panels are too consistent to each other. That's almost like creating a comic strip. Okay? So just keep in mind, whenever you're doing your panel layout, and of course your panel layout is going to be according to whatever your story is and how you see it. But it's good to like experiment with like making panels that's not consistent with one another. Okay? Because it just makes it more interesting and more appealing to look at. You don't want to go too crazy and create panels that's like that. Now, a panel like this, it would be hard to read because it just doesn't make sense. Alright? The way American comics are read is top to bottom and from left to right. Okay? left to right, top to bottom. This is how they read. Okay. So it's always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So you either going this way, and you want to be going this way. All right. For mangas, it's a little different. Manga, I I try to get in the habit of saying manga now, because every time I say manga around my anime students, they're like, it's manga. So, I want to try to be more politically correct here. But yeah, it's a little different. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the way they read their panels, the way the Japanese read their comic panels is in reverse from what Americans read it. So it's going this way. Okay. All right, and that's the only difference. That's just a little fun fact there. And I share that too, because some people, I have met people that want to make mangas. They want to do it the way the Japanese make their comics. So yeah, I just want to get that little nugget there. And even the way their book is read, the manga books, they're read in reverse. So what we would normally call over in the Western region backwards, that's how they read their books. They read theirs in reverse. And yeah, of course, to the Japanese, we're the ones reading our comics backwards. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's all I want to talk about for this video. Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long, so yeah, this is the process. And the last thing I'll show you is some examples. So here's a comic that I'm working on now. So as you can see, these are the thumbnail sketches for the pages. And if I was to show you side by side. So here we have page 1, 2, 3, right? And if you look over here, you see page 1. Bring this down a little. So it's page 1, 2, right? It's page 2. This character here is looking through these digital binoculars. And page 3, okay, you have this character Jazz with her katana next to her laying on the hammock, and you can see the same thing in this one here. Okay, and this is actually page 7 here. Okay, so this is a comic that I'm working on that I plan to make videos so you can see my process. And yeah, hopefully that would definitely help you for creating your comics. So I definitely want to do a video with you seeing like my process and everything. And yeah, that's it for this video.
If this lesson has helped you, then hit that like and subscribe button. You can also check out some of my other videos. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestions for future videos you would like to see me do. Thank you for watching, and God bless.